Three Auburn players have announced that they are entering the transfer portal in the past 4 days. Let's talk about it. So recently, we've gotten the news that three Auburn players will be transferring away from Auburn. They entered the transfer portal on Friday and Monday. And those players are Jaron Handy, Jay Hardy, and Shaquil Garnet. The one that surprises me the most is Shaquil Garnet. He did play at A-Day, and if you heard some of my commentary, I was not happy about the QB play in general at A-Day, and what I mean by that is the amount of time they got. I'll touch on that a little more when we talk about Shaquil. First, let's look at these other two guys that are transferring out, Jay Hardy and Jaron Handy. And before we dig into that a little bit more, this is the start of a trend that we could be seeing a lot more of at Auburn and other schools. And so it's not something that we should be overly concerned about. I do want to say that up front. But I do want to say this is something we could see. There could be more transfers. There could be more players entering that transfer portal everywhere. And there's one main reason for that, and that is something we'll dig into after we talk about these players. So first, let's talk about the players. Then we'll talk about why this is happening. First up, let's talk about Jay Hardy, who was a defensive tackle at Auburn until he entered into the transfer portal. And he was a 2020 four-star recruit. And last year he was a true freshman. And so last year he did not see a lot of play time, and he actually did not get into a game until the Northwestern game, so in the Citrus Bowl. So he didn't see a lot of play time. And then at A-Day, all we know is that A-Day he did not play. So we don't know the exact reason for him transferring, but he did not get a lot of play time last year, which is not uncommon for a true freshman. But then on top of it, him not showing up at A-Day, I had some suspicions as to what may be going on. I wasn't for sure he was going to transfer, but there was more to the story, and here we are now. He is officially entering the transfer portal and leaving Auburn. The next player leaving Auburn and entering the transfer portal is Jaron Handy, and I think this is not the exact same situation as Jay Hardy, but a similar situation where he just wasn't getting the play time he wanted, so he's going to greener pastures somewhere, hoping he will get more play time than he received at Auburn in the past. I can't find exactly how many games he played, so if somebody knows that, please drop it down in the comments, because I could not find that, and I'll show you why in just a second. But first, let's take a look at some of his stats. While he was at Auburn, we have that he made in 2020 2 solo tackles and 1 sack, which makes you think he did not get a whole lot of playing time because those are pretty low numbers. And if we scroll down a little farther, you can see in 2020 he had 3 total tackles, and in 2019 he had 7 total tackles, which that just alludes to the fact that he did not get much playing time. So if you're not getting a lot of playing time, and then on top of it, he did not show up for A-Day, he was not in that game, it all leads to the thought that he wants to go somewhere where he can be a star, he can play, and he can stand out. And who can blame someone for that? There may be more to this story, like with Jay Hardy, that we don't know. But the fact is he was not getting the kind of play he wanted, or he was not making the kind of plays he wanted, so he is moving on and going somewhere else. And on top of all that, it looks like Auburn is treating this like a bad breakup, and they've already ripped Jaron Handy out of the old photos, and they're not talking about him anymore. And what do I mean by that? Take a look at what happens. So let me swap over. So take a look at what happens when you click on Auburn's official page, Auburn Tigers official page, auburntigers.com, Jaron Handy. Take a look at what happens when you click on Jaron Handy's page right here. You can look this up yourself and see if it still happens. And let's see what we get. 404 not found. They deleted him from Auburn's page already. That did not take long. This last transfer is the one I feel like it stings a little bit more, especially just for me, because I knew a little more about this player than the other two, and that is Shaquil Garnet. He was one of our backup quarterbacks, and he's one I really thought was going to stand out in the spring this year, and it just didn't happen. Didn't happen. Did it not happen because they didn't see anything from him in practice? Or is it because the number one complaint I had about A-Day, and I've been very vocal about this, I was very upset with how they handled quarterback play. How are you going to give Grant Loy all that time to play, and we barely get to see the other four quarterbacks? Bo Nix got a ton of time, Grant Loy got a ton of time, and then we see basically nothing from our other four guys, and that's what I was upset about. I think Shaquil Garnet got into the game in the last 45 seconds. It was nothing. He had the chance to throw one pass, that's it. He completed that pass for 18 yards, but that's all we got to see from him. So I think because of that, he saw the writing was on the wall. We've got Holden coming in next year. We've got Demetrius Davis on the team. He just knew he wasn't going to get the attention that he thought he deserved, whether he did or not. He was not going to get the attention he wanted, and it appeared like he's not going to get to play. And so I don't blame him. I do not blame Garnett for leaving. I hate it because I genuinely thought he had something to show us. We didn't get to see it. Was he going to start over Bo Nix and Davis? Probably not, but the fact of the matter is I wanted to see what he could do. And we didn't get that chance. That's just a gripe I have. But because of that, you see what happened. A bunch of us said it. I heard the guys at the War Report say this as well. We knew that because he did not get much play time, he was probably going to leave, and that is exactly what happened. Okay, I mentioned at the start of this video that this happened to Auburn, 3 players in 4 days, and it's probably not the end of it. It's probably not the end of it for Auburn, but for other schools, it's probably going to happen more as well, and that is because of something the NCAA approved. So I'm going to pull this up for you so you can see what I'm talking about. This is from the Montgomery Advertiser. It says the NCAA approved one-time transfer legislation last week, so players know they can play immediately next season. In the past, they had to sit out, but because of this NCAA rule that was approved, the one-time transfer legislation, they can play immediately. And so if you're a guy and you're on Auburn or Alabama or whoever, you're on a team that's got a bunch of talent, and it doesn't look like you're going to have a chance to really break through or crack the surface and get some playing time, why would you not transfer out? Why would you just sit around when you don't think you're going to get to play at all? You're not even going to get a chance to show yourself and show what you can do. Why on earth would you wait? So this is the beginning, and I think we're going to see a lot more of this. Now, I'm not trying to scare anybody. I don't think this is something to be scared about or overly concerned about. Our good players are not just going to transfer out for no reason. Or our best players, the ones who think they're going to get playing time, are not going to transfer out. I don't say that to trash the players who are leaving, so please don't take that from this. It's just that they saw they weren't going to get the playing time. They saw where they were on the depth chart. They weren't happy about it. They are doing what's best for them. I don't think this is something to be overly concerned about, even though I am upset about the Garnett situation more than anything. I don't think it's something where we're going to see like all of our players leaving. It's just going to be, the fact of the matter is players want to play, and if they don't think they're going to get the play time, why would they not go somewhere else? So yes, I think this is going to happen more. Yes, I think that this will happen at other schools as well. But no, I don't think it's a reason to panic or a cause for panic. So don't panic about it. Yeah, I'm not happy about it. But this isn't like an avalanche of players going. 3 and 4 days doesn't look good, but we're not going to see a mass exodus of all our players. Could we see some more go? Absolutely. But the whole team's not going to leave. It's just going to be players who think they are not going to get play time and they want to be on the field. They want to play. They want to show what they can do. So all that to say, 1, don't panic. No reason to panic. 2, yes, this could happen some more. But can you really blame them? I can't. I'm not going to fault them. They've got to do what's best for them ultimately, because who else is going to look out for you if not yourself? If you get any updates to this story, or if I do, I don't plan on making another transfer video. This was just a lot happened at one time. But if any other transfers happen, please come back to this video. Drop it down in the comments. Let me know if somebody else big transfers from Auburn or really anywhere else. I kind of like hearing the transfer news. Or, even better than that, if you hear of a player that Auburn is getting from the transfer portal, that is interesting, and that's something I definitely want to keep up with. That's all I've got. This was just one of those stories that's it's out there. It's in social media. It's on the news. I wanted to cover it because I'm interested in it. Wanted to give you my take on it. And as always, I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thank you for watching. Please consider leaving a like on the video because it's simple and it helps me out. And if you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel if you like this kind of Auburn-related content. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.